Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jesse, and today we're going to be going over my 2023 bookish bingo card and seeing if I hit that B-I-N-G-O. I made a bingo card filled with bookish things that I thought that I would accomplish throughout the year. Not necessarily goals that I wanted to accomplish, but just predictions that I had for my own reading life and my own reading habits. I did not end up printing it out and hanging it up anywhere and like marking things off as I went. So today we're going to be going through my bookish bingo card, marking off the things that I accomplished and seeing if I hit bingo. And if I do hit bingo, I feel like I deserve a reward or something, like ice cream, or probably just a book, let's be honest. Let's go over my 2023 bookish bingo card. First up is to stick to a reading journal. This one actually makes me really sad because I did in fact start a reading journal this year. It was very much so an artsy fartsy reading journal. I like the idea of like documenting my thoughts on the books, but also like making like some kind of artistic journal entry surrounding the book. But I think I just set the bar so high early on. Like, these are masterpieces. Like, I became Picasso when I created these. He took over my body, took over my soul, and created these masterpieces. Somebody humble me real quick. I did not become Picasso, but I did feel the pressure after feeling so proud over these two entries to keep it up. But I was like, ain't no way I'll be able to keep this up. Ain't no way will I be able to replicate this greatness. So I abandoned the reading journal altogether. Considering donating it to like a museum or whatever, because I know it's just gonna be the most popular piece ever, and everyone will want to take pictures with it, and everyone will want to touch it, but like security will be like, back off, and I really need to stop this bit right here, right now. We're done with the bit, okay? Security needs to come and stop me right now. That's what needs to happen. But if at first you don't succeed, try again. So next year I will be trying another art reading journal, and we will see how it goes. I failed the first one. Sad. The next slot on my bingo is to keep up with Goodreads. Technically I did end up getting caught up, but it was like October of this year after I abandoned Goodreads in February. Like, always at the beginning of the year I get really passionate about Goodreads and updating Goodreads, and then I lose the passion, and I regret losing that passion because like I love Goodreads. I love recording my books. I love putting in my thoughts on books. I love seeing what other people are reading. I love interacting with other people on there. But I feel like there's a point every year where I just forget to update it, and then I have to get caught up, and it's such a pain in the butt to get caught up. So come October, I had tons of books to add, and it was dreadful. Like, my fingers were hurting by the end of it. My carpal tunnel really said, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." At one point, Goodreads thought I was a bot too. So every time I went to update, I had to take like a little bot test. Click every image with a bicycle. Click every image with a bridge. Click every image with a boat. Loved being sussed out as a bot, so I don't think that I can check this one, but I did end up getting caught up on Goodreads. I just didn't keep up with Goodreads. Next is to set aside a book I'm loving. I hate this about myself, but I do this often. And it's just because I get distracted so easily. I started and DNF'd so many books that I was like loving so much this year. I'll be reading and loving a book, and then I'll just like remember another book that I was like really excited about, and I will book hop and forget about the book that I was loving. And sure, it's funny, ha ha hee hee ho ho ho, but like it's really not funny, and I'm like really tired of myself. This is an actual area in my life that I need to see improvement on. I do not enjoy book hopping. I do not enjoy being a book hopper. I don't enjoy having commitment issues, and I really seriously, I'm being serious, I'm being dead ass right now. I want to work on this next year. 2024 is going to be the year of character growth. It's happening or I'm out of here. That sounded really dark. That's not what I meant. I will stay here, but I really just want to see improvement next year. It's happening or I'm finally going to therapy. That's a much better way of saying it. I started Masters of Death and was really enjoying it this year and did not finish it. I got so far into The Sky Fell on Splendor, I think that's what it's called. It's the Emily Henry book. That was one of her book releases before she became mega popular. And I ditched it, and so many more that I could probably name right now, but I'm gonna feel so much shame as I name them, so I'm gonna stop. But I can, at least, check this one off. The next slot is to reread an old favorite. Yes, I reread a few favorite books this year, all by the same author. I'm gonna get up and grab them real fast. You guys like my outfit? We're going for the comfortable look today. Oh, I gotta get up here. Sound effects. Something else. I reread a lot of Brian Selznick books this year. He wrote The Invention of Hugo Cabret, which is a favorite. Wonderstruck, which was my all-time favorite by him, but I think I'm a Kaleidoscope girly now. I love Kaleidoscope so much. It's not a book for everybody, but it's a book for me. I loved that book. And I reread The Marvels this year as well. His books are just incredibly immersive and magical, despite there being zero magic within them. And I think that is wizardry. Like, how are you able to make it feel like your books have magic within them without there being a speck of magic within them? Boy, what spells are you casting in this stuff? Because I would love to copy and paste that spell into my own writing. I love getting to check things off. Next up was Decline of Buddy Read. Yeah, Yes, I did do this. Listen, I just don't do buddy reads, okay? It's not that I don't like the idea of them. Like, I would love to read a book with a buddy and bond over it and just grow together as we grow through the story, but I'm just so bad at buddy reads. I think I just don't like being not in control of my reading. Like, I feel like there's rules sometimes where it's like, we have to read 1 chapter today and then discuss it. But what if I want to read 12 chapters today? What then? I'm garbage, but I can check this one, so I accomplished something. Next is to read more books than I buy. Girl, I wish. I feel like somebody who has a lot of money came and just took over my body this year and spent. But the thing is, I don't have money to be spending. The person who took over my body forgot to bring their own money with them and just cha-ching-a-ling-a-ling to my card as if I was Daddy Warbucks. And listen, I am Daddy, but Warbucks I am not. I can't check this one and I'm not proud of it. The next slot is to use a receipt as a bookmark. Despite having a house where everywhere you look you can probably find a bookmark, I still had moments where I used a receipt as a bookmark. Not that using a receipt is a bad thing, because like, I like using a receipt. There's something charming about it. The next slot is drink coffee while I read. This is like breathing oxygen for me. I almost always need a hit of coffee while I'm reading a book. That was an easy one for me. I'm also drinking coffee on the side right now. I'm a coffee boy. The next slot is an author will turn me off from wanting to read their book. Yes, a firm yes. Will I reveal who the author is? No. Why would I do that? I don't want to start no beef. I will say what the ick came from. And here's the thing. I understand that authors have to grind and push their books and like constantly push it into our social media feeds so that we see it and want to buy it. Like, they have a job to write a book and they want that book to do well. They want that book to succeed. So it only makes sense that they would be pushing it. But if it gets to a point where I'm seeing it all the time, seeing it nonstop, instead of it living rent-free in my mind, it is in fact paying rent with annoyance because I'm annoyed with it. I'm annoyed by seeing it so much. I'm oversaturated with that book that I don't want to think about it anymore. In fact, I don't want to see your book ever again. And again, I get it. These authors are out here hustling. Sometimes the authors are not receiving support from their publishers, so they have to do their own marketing and try to get people to read their books. So I don't hate the player, I just hate the game. I hate that I feel negative feelings about a book because I've just seen it too much. So I'm sorry. I feel like this makes me sound like a bad person, but sometimes the books just get burned in my brain in a negative way. So unfortunately I can check this one off, but I don't love that I can. The next slot is I'll keep reading a book I should DNF. More bad behavior from Jesse the Reader. Yes, I did in fact do this more times than I should have. Too many to count this year. The one that comes to mind though, let's get her off the shelf. She's up top here. This baddie right here. The Kingdom of Little Wounds. Why did I put myself through 556 pages of this nonsense? It still haunts me to this day. I still think about my distaste for this book. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But it's a check. The next slot is to complete a book series. I surprisingly did this. I read the Poppy War trilogy this year, which has now become an all-time favorite for me. I love that trilogy. Every book was so fantastic. So we did in fact show some signs of growth this year. I'm proud of myself. I'll take what I can get, I guess. A win is a win. I also got caught up on the Wayward Children series this year, which was one of the best decisions I've made because I ate those books right on up. They were fantastic. And I hope that that's a series that I'm able to like keep up with as the books release. Check. The next slot is that I'll annotate a book I end up hating. I don't know if I did this. Did I do this? I feel like I actually might have done this. Hold the phone. I keep getting up in this video. I feel like it's so annoying. Where is it? This one. Oh no, I think I did annotate this one. I did in fact annotate this one. The reason I annotated it though is because there were so many things that were popping up that I just did not like and like wanted to discuss, but I wanted to be able to like actually discuss it and be like, this is a problem I had with it and here's an example. Because I feel like oftentimes when I do reviews, I feel like I'll be like, I had a problem with this, but I won't be able to give like an exact example, and I want to like work on getting better at that because I feel like it just like supports your issue with a book because you're able to back it up with receipts. But I also don't want to just mark up books that I'm hating because obviously I probably won't keep those books. I'll want to get rid of them, so I gotta figure out a way to work that in. I guess I could just use like post-it notes or something, but I did in fact mark up a book that I ended up hating. And that book is Milk, Turkey, and Neurosis, or How Mother Almost Ruined My Life. A check is a check, okay. The next slot was free space, read a book. Easy, accomplished that. The next slot was to support my local indie bookshops. Yes, I did do this because as I said earlier, I became a monster this year and bought. I do wish that I would have supported my local indies a little bit more than I did, but like every bit of support counts, right? Plus I brought a lot of my pals to some of my favorite indie bookstores this year, so I'm creating a whole fan club for my independent bookstores in town. Another check. The next slot is fantasy era, read 10 fantasy books. I think I read around 15 fantasy books this year, so I can check this one, but I also don't feel like I'm fully in my fantasy era again. I just have not been gravitating towards that genre, and I just have not felt the pull at all. But I am definitely marking this one because I read more than 10, so I win. Oh, I got a bingo! Okay. B-I-N-G-O, let's go! So far I get to buy one book, but I'm gonna see if I get another bingo, and then I'll get to buy another book. Maybe I'll like like pre-order one of my 2024 anticipated reads. The next slot is get back to graphic novels and mangas. I feel like I kind of did. I definitely got the ball rolling. I read quite a few mangas this year, and I also read quite a few graphic novels. I didn't necessarily like cannonball back into the pool, but I got into like the shallow end of the pool, and I'm gonna make my way into the deep end next year. You can count on that. Check. The next one is to listen to audiobooks while I read the physical book. This one is an easy one for me because it's just my favorite way to read. As someone whose thoughts bounce around town like no other, it keeps me in the book, keeps me focused, keeps my thoughts from going astray. Check. The next slot is to attend a book event, which... did I attend a book event this year? I did go to an author signing. I went to an author signing for Brian Selznick. That literally feels like 10 years ago though. But I went to an author event for Brian Selznick and it was amazing. I've seen Brian Selznick a few times, but he's just like the epitome of an icon. Like, you know how you're often told to like not meet your idols because they might disappoint you and their art or creations will just be ruined for you? If he's your idol, meet him. He's fantastic. Check. The next slot is go to the library book sale. I did in fact go to the library book sale. I actually can show you one of the books that I bought, which is a book that I used to have and then unhauled, and then I came across it again and I was like, I feel like I need this. It's called Wild Things, The Joy of Reading Children's Literature as an Adult. And it's literally just a book about tackling children's books as an adult. And I feel like this year in particular, I rediscovered my love for middle grade fiction. So I'm looking forward to reading this one and like seeing kind of the commentary it brings to the table. Check. The next slot is to stamp the books I love with my book stamp. I did not do this. The year is not over though, so I could still do this. But for now, I'm not gonna mark it. The next slot is buy a special edition of a book. Oh, as I said, I went a little crazy this year. I definitely bought a few special editions of books this year. I just love pretty books. The pretty books love me. We're a happy family. Another check and another bingo. Bada bing, bada boom. Do I get to buy 2 books now? Is that the situation? The next slot is read a book involving death. Yes, of course. This is just something I do unintentionally. Like the death books just come to me. It's like they know that I will love them, and love them I do. Check. The next slot is read a classic. I read Moby Dick this year, and that's all I will say about that. Check. The next slot is read a recommended book. I did this a lot this year. In fact, a lot of my recommendations came from you guys, so thank you guys for filling up my 2023 reading year with great book recommendations. I feel like I had a solid reading year because of you guys. And the last slot I had you guys pick for me, and the comment that I chose was to read a childhood favorite. And I accomplished this one by reading some of the Magic Tree House books. That Magic Tree House video is coming at some point, guys. Just hang in there with me. It's just taking me a long time. But yes, I did in fact accomplish this one, so I get to check it. And with that, I got another freaking bingo. That's 3 bingos in this video. Okay. I know we're retiring the word slay, but slay! That is it for my 2023 bookish bingo. I'm very happy with what I accomplished with it this year, and I'm excited to get started working on my 2024 bookish bingo. If you guys have any ideas for what should be on my 2024 bookish bingo, please leave some ideas for me down below in the comments. I want it to be pretty different from last year's. I don't want there to be like any overlapping things. There might be some things where it like just happens to overlap, so I'll be putting that together over the next few days, and we'll be sharing my bookish bingo with you guys in a video pretty soon. But again, if you have ideas for it, drop them down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!